All right, so we've just finished printing our beautiful shirts here, and it's time to clean up. We take our cleanup cards here. Basically what I'm doing now is just scraping the ink off the sides and leaving it as clean as I can without using any chemical. So organizing the ink, scraping it off, and then putting it in your tub where it belongs. Okay, so at this point, if these guys wanted to print another order next week, you would catalog the screen, which means storing it for later. You could take it off press at this point and write your job number, write the description. As you can see over here, we have a bunch of screens stored, so most people's shops would look something like that, where you have a bunch of screens stored. If you wanted to access them easily and efficiently, you could write job number, your date, or whatever, color you're printing, whatever helps you be organized. So if you're gonna catalog, this would be done. So we're gonna reclaim. So this comes off press. So you can see there's not a ton of ink left over there. It's pretty clean. I wouldn't want to eat off of it, but it's pretty clean. It would stay nicely stored at this point. So let's take it and show you how to clean the ink. Okay, so now we have it in the washout booth. So we grabbed our Enviro Wash here. I'll crack her open, insert my handy dandy spray nozzle, chemical resistant spray nozzle, available on our website. And here we're just going to apply liberally. Just let that sit for a second. So it can dwell. You could just kind of like wash it off right now, but the more it dwells, the more that chemical will have a chance to sink into the ink and really do a better job. So you know, at this point you could start prepping a next screen to come off press. Screen printers are great multitaskers for the most part, so usually while you're doing something, you're going to be planning about doing another thing. So multitasking is key. So at this point, just take a little scrub pad, agitate the ink a little bit, don't forget to clean your frames. That's a big pet peeve. People clean screens, but don't clean frames. It's super important to clean the frame, just like the screen mesh. Okay, and then at this point, you always want to have, like, if possible, regular garden hose pressure along with your pressure washer. You usually wouldn't want to spray a pressure washer at the inside of a screen because it's going to shoot back at you. So low pressure. Take about 30 seconds, adequate, good to go. And really for the reclaiming process, you're just getting the ink off of the screen so that the emulsion remover can do its job. It doesn't work through ink, so the ink has to be removed unless you're using a product like Dip and Strip or an ink remover, emulsion remover combination product. So at this point, you may have wanted to do this before we started, but remove the tape. So now it's tape free, ink free. This is good to go for emulsion remover. You could either use a dip tank, that's what we would normally use. We're going to use the Enviro Strip, the spray on product for this. So at this point, you're going to spray it on liberally. And then take your scrub pad. You can already see it almost just melting off right there. Your color will start to change, it'll start to get lighter, you'll start to be able to see through the emulsion almost. Now is where you would want to have a pressure washer. Garden hose pressure is not going to be adequate for this step unless you're just basically using this chemical straight and relying on just the chemical to do the job for you. So at this point we just spray it out. You get stubborn lines on the side like that, it's okay, just hit it a little bit more. Those are lines from the scoop coater. They have extra buildup right there. Unless you're scraping your screen off when you're coating them, it's kind of one of those unavoidable things. So spray it again, scrub it again. This is where a dip tank will come in really handy too, since it's just going to completely saturate the screen and the chemical is going to work from all angles. It works much quicker, a little bit more efficiently. And then you can do like 6 at a time in the dip tank. So Even small shops, dip tanks are super efficient way to do things. If you're reclaiming more than like half a dozen screens daily, consider a dip tank. So step 1 and 2 done. So now you can see there's a little bit of what you would call a ghost image there. You can see what has been printed. There's a little bit of that black ink left behind. So at this point, let's take our liquid renew it. That's just what I have handy here. You could use either of the products that I showed earlier, the Enviro Haze or the pink stuff. The renew it's going to get more of the aggressive stains out a little bit more quickly and efficiently. You can already see the stains starting to go away. If you're doing a lot of this, you don't want to lead by my example. Wear some gloves, probably wear a mask. Just be careful, like this stuff, you don't want it splashing in your eyes, any of that stuff. So just be careful. Okay, so then we just kind of let this dwell, maybe 15-20 seconds. Let it really sink in there. And once it's kind of done its thing, we can just pressure wash it off, and we should have a pretty clean new screen almost by the time we're done. The other thing I like to do is turn it over and just step back a little bit and get the frame as well, so you don't have any excess ink, chemical, residue, anything left behind. Voila! Clean, reclaimed, dehazed, degreased screen ready for coating. And that is how you would clean a screen.